Dog Pound, what's up? I just put together my 2024 NFL mock draft. I'm about to post on the screen in just a moment. Before I do that, make sure everybody comments below if you love it, if you hate it, if it's and what you probably would have did a little different. Okay, I did a lot of research, put a lot of time into this. I hope you guys take and enjoy. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, folks, here we go. Starting off, I have Malachi Corley coming out of Western Kentucky. Now, there was the number one wide receiver coming out of Texas who was still on the board. Also, Michigan had their guy on the board. I chose Malachi for this reason. He is, they call him, in their words, the Yak God. Okay. Only one God to me, but Jesus. But according to football folks, they call him Yak God, and they said it's for a good reason. He's incredibly gifted with the ball in his hands, and when he takes and gets that ball, he's going to get yak. He's a yak machine. When you have someone like that who can get that type of separation, who could use their agility, their quickness, all of their abilities to drive the ball down the field so you could eventually get a touchdown, Malachi is that guy. He's 5'11", 200 pounds. Very, very, very good player. Very good player. I could see him slipping in the second round, but if I had to choose, and sometimes we see the big school, I'm like, oh man, this is the guy I'm taking. He has to be the best. But folks, we know even these big schools have scrubs too. And you have some guy who comes from a 1AA or Division II who balls out of their mind. You know what I mean? And then, puts other people to shame. Now, we all know what happened to, Chubb, the running back, man. That was one of the most nastiest injuries I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely took and broke my heart. So I have Blake Corum. I got Blake Corum, dude. He's 5'8", 210 pounds. He doesn't need hardly any introduction, man. Look, man, if you hate Michigan, you may hate Blake, but if he's on your team, you're gonna love Blake. He can take and catch the ball, hypersensitive to defenses and picking up blocks. This guy, he has the burst, he has the agility, the speed, the vision, creative instincts to take and create plays. Blake Corum is that guy. So I have him in the second round. I would not be shocked if he went in the first round, but if he did slide in the second round, or even the third round, Blake Corum, pick him up. The dude is an absolute dog. In this mock draft, he was available, so I had him picked up. We all know Cleveland doesn't have a first round pick because of a very stupid trade that happened. Okay, now if you guys notice, and I want to mention something. I did not select a quarterback in this draft. Joe Flacco is playing like he did when he won a Super Bowl for the Baltimore Ravens. And that's just fact. He's playing that same football. And in my opinion, he deserves to start over Deshaun Watson. I don't care how much they pay in Deshaun Watson. I don't care. Because if he's playing and like, okay, yeah, we don't get a first round pick for the next few years. You know what? Why not? Keep Joe Flacco in there while he could get better, healthier, or not. Look, man, I've bought stupid stuff before, okay? And I hate to compare him to an item in the store. I hope Deshaun Watson's doing well. I hope he has a beautiful 2024 and all that. But he has not been the same. He is not. That time away from football it affected him very dearly. So that's another episode for another day. Let's bring it back to the mock draft. I just wanted to take and talk about that real quickly, the elephant in the room. The next one is a offensive tackle. I'm probably going to say his name incorrectly, so please forgive me. It's a Satawa Lamel, okay? A 6'4", 321 offensive tackle who can also play guard. Dude has big hands. He's a run first blocker, which I think for the Cleveland Browns and historically they're gonna run the ball a lot. They love running the ball, but his pass blocking ability could use some work. That is some feedback that I am reading on here, according to ProFootballNetwork.com. But the dude is an absolute beast. Utah is one of my favorite programs, and they produce some pretty good offensive linemen. So Satoa is a dog, and I think he will potentially be a day one starter for the Cleveland Browns. Okay. Moving on, the next pick that I have here is Peyton Wilson. Let me go pull up Peyton's stats. He's 6'4" linebacker, 238 pounds, coming out of Hillsborough, North Carolina. 69 solo tackles just in 2023. 69, that's pretty good. 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 3 interceptions. This is a big guy, and he flies to the ball. And if he hits you, May the good Lord Jesus help you. But he's a very, very good linebacker and very, very good as far as stopping the pass. Very, very good. It's one thing that I do take and like about Peyton. He is an absolute dog. Next person I take and I have on here is Mohamed Kamara, coming out of Colorado State. 2023 alone, he had 13 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 29 solo tackles, and he was involved in 56 other tackles. I love to see this. I love to see. Oh, yeah. And he had a fumble recovery on top of that and 1 pass deflection. Mohamed is an absolute beast. Matter of fact, in the Colorado game, and don't get, I got to say this, I love Coach Prime. I am a Coach Prime fan, but he caused lots of havoc that game. Mohamed is that guy, potentially a day one starter. Could be some will see him as a project. He could be a little bit slow, but the guy creates plays. And that's one thing I love about him is his instinct. He could grow into speed. He could grow into a lot of different things, but the moves that he's doing is making him very successful in college, and he's going to make a lot of noise in the NFL. Next person I have is Joshua Cephas. Now, I've seen this guy with my own 2 eyes. I went to the USF versus UTSA game. Now, for those who don't know, Josh Cephas is enshrined as literally the greatest wide receiver to ever play for UTSA. He is all that and a bag of chips. Josh Cephas, guys, he is he's a yak machine, which is good. It's very, very good. Don't get me wrong, Mari Cooper's great. You know, David Njoku's great. But what happens when one of those guys go down? You still got to have your passing game. Josh Cephas is a true deep threat, but the times that he is throwing the ball short, he gets yak. And that's what I like about him. He's so necessary. He is a solid wide receiver number 2 behind Amari Cooper. Very, very, very solid. Huge fan of him. Then there's Rashaan Ali, who, funny enough, UTSA actually played in the bowl game this year versus Marshall. Rashaan Ali is that guy. He can catch. He can run the ball. He's a 4-down back, a little bit of a smaller guy, but he is a thoroughbred baller. I'm a Rashaan Ali fan, y'all. I am a Rashaan Ali fan unapologetically. I want to say he had over 100 yards in the bowl game as well, too. It was 105, 110 yards. And the dude can ball. He's one of the best college running backs I've ever seen out of Marshall, and a guy who needs to be in someone's running back committee. Now, as far as the NFL, how will that transfer over? All I'm saying is if you have Blake Corum and you have Rashaan Ali out there catching passes while Blake is out there blocking for you, a lot of great things. You could get very creative with having, again, a Josh Cephas, a Rashaan Ali, a Blake Corum in there in your offense. So, anywho, that's my mock draft for the Cleveland Browns. I don't have a quarterback in there. Joe Flacco is balling out of his mind. I think that's going to carry on deep into the playoffs. I could even see them going as far as AFC Championship. Who knows? Crazy things have happened once you get in the playoffs. Anything can happen. So I'm pulling for the Browns, man. I want y'all to do well for real, just as long as it ain't against my Dolphins. I actually hope the Dolphins do not face the Browns because it's going to be ugly, not for the Browns, but for the Dolphins. Yeah, lots of injuries. Anywho, comment below, hit that subscribe button. Also, I have a lot of NFL draft prospects, live interviews on this very show. Rashaan Ali, I should be having him on the show sometime within the next few months before the draft. That's an interview to take and look out for. Trying to get Josh Cephas on the show as well, too. But yeah, could be anywhere between another 25 to 40 more interviews, y'all. So stay tuned. God bless you guys. I hope you have a happy new year, and comment below and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where I cover all 32 NFL teams plus NFL exclusive interviews. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts, comment below, and we'll catch you next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith.